Hello there guys, Wayne here from Luna's World. I hope you're well and welcome to part 2 of our investigation into the update to Skymaxx Pro. This is version 4.8 and we're in VR to test the depiction of precipitation and also clouds, because it says in the literature that that has been updated somewhat. So yeah, looking forward to checking this out. We're in the Falke glider by VSkylabs, an absolute favourite of mine. This is really nice in VR. And we're situated at Saba, which is part of the St Barts scenery, Princess of the Caribbean scenery that I recently did a full review on. So if you haven't seen that, do go and check that out. It's a really wonderful piece of scenery, as you're about to see. It's a very short field, short runway here, so we are going to backtrack all the way back here and make full use of the runway. But yeah, as you can see, we've got overcast conditions here, and we're going to fly up into the cloud. I have got precipitation on, so we should experience some rain as well, and we'll check out what it looks like. And I'm hoping that they've got rid of that time warpy kind of effect, space warp effect. The circle of rain coming right at you. We're going to test it in different lighting conditions as well, including at night. So yeah, exciting stuff. I really hope that they have delivered on this, because there's quite a lot of things I like about Skymaxx Pro. I mean, each weather engine has its own pros and cons, but anyway, right, let's get our aircraft in the air. .60 knots, so up we go. Oh, this is such a nice aircraft to fly, in VR especially. We'll climb out through this ridge here, gain some altitude, and we might I might lower the cloud base. I'm not quite sure how high it is, but we'll see. If it takes ages to get up there, then I'll just lower the cloud base. And it looks like I'm going to have to increase the precipitation as well. So in fact, let me just reach over for my controller here. Sorry, I've lost sight of it. There it is. Okay, let me try not to crash into the side of this mountain as well. Sorry about that. I'll try and keep my head movements to a minimum so you don't feel too queasy. Right, let's just alter some of these settings in here. So we were going to reduce that. I didn't put precipitation on. Let's go heavy, and we'll go moderate storminess. Add some winds in, and we'll see what that does. Okay. Sound of rain for sure, and thunder. Okay, well, it does look like they've got rid of the warp speed effect. I'm noticing a really reduced experience though in terms of stuttering. And I'm also noticing the rain moving with my head, so let's dip the lights and check out that a bit. Yeah. So we do have movement in the rain with the head, and that's not cool. That's not ideal at all, in my view, and performance is dreadful. Gone from a very smooth experience to suddenly a very stuttery, not very pleasant. Okay, as we edge towards the cloud, I am experiencing some weird I don't even know what to call it. It's sort of a misty effect on the mountain over there that is moving with my head again, which is just not very pleasant. Doesn't look good. And I'm also getting movement with the cloud, and I can see through the nose for some reason. If I look through the nose, I can actually see the outline of that hilltop. So that's clearly not supposed to happen. And I can just see that I'm getting rotation or movement with the clouds as I move my head. Well, that is a bit disappointing, I have to say. I was expecting a bit more than that. And I'm glad they fixed the warp speed rain, but what good is it if you can't really fly in rain because the performance is so bad? And these clouds are just unflyable because you get this weird, horrible, it's almost like double vision. That's the only way I can describe it, and that's how I remember it being before. So I'm not entirely sure what they have done regarding making that better. So what we'll do is we'll just get rid of the rain, and we can still be overcast. I think that should still be. We'll get rid of the storminess as well, and we'll see what that does. Okay, these clouds should disappear, I'm hoping, eventually. Still not. Okay. Oh. There we go. Alright. So it does take a bit of time for it to render in there. But now we're left with, unless it's just a blip, but not very good performance. Okay, it's evened out a bit now. Okay, that's better. So, yeah, that is a bit disappointing, to be honest. I was really hoping that that experience was going to be a lot better. But alas, it's not. Let's kill this. And actually, I haven't set any thermals, but let's have a bit of a laugh here. Yeah, so that is fairly disappointing, I'm afraid to say. And we do seem to be left with this sort of residual bad performance that we didn't have before we started this. So, again, that is not great. But the view is beautiful, I have to say. Disappointing. So, my view on this is that this is not VR compatible. I would not want to fly with it like this. It's just not a nice experience. So therefore, I would say stay away from it if you are an avid VR fanatic. It's just not going to do it. It's just really not going to be a good experience. Flying in the rain, flying at night, or flying into cloud, which kind of defeats the object. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure why they listed that as a feature that they addressed in 4.8, because to me that just hasn't worked at all. So yeah, anyway, you can probably hear I'm a little bit disappointed, but there you go, at least we know. I am very much enjoying the experience of flying this in this area, though, I have to say. performance is definitely compromised a little bit. I don't know why it would be. Tell you what, we can test this, can't we? By I'll go ahead and turn off in the plugins. I'll disable. I'll have to do this outside the headset. 1 second. Disable Skymaxx Pro altogether, and we'll get default clouds. But let's see if our performance is back to what it was. Just unpause. And looking around, I don't see any stuttering at all. Let's just fly around a bit. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that is as smooth as silk. Back to how you would want it, really. So that's interesting. It's also interesting that I can't seem to slow this aircraft down very much. And we're too high to come in there, so we're going to have to do a wee turn. 1,000 feet. Speed brakes back out. Alright, we'll go for this. We'll try it. 800 feet. Alright, it's a very short runway, so this is going to be interesting. No, we're way too fast. Anyway, we'll see. This is going to be very bouncy, and we'll probably come off the end of it. But anyway, for the purposes of testing, I mean, it is a heck of a lot of fun, I have to say. Especially when the performance is good. I'm going to slam on the brakes. Okay, looks like we've made it just about. Awesome. There we go. And we're going to run out of steam. We're not going to be able to taxi without turning the engines back on. But anyway, yeah, so conclusion is stay away from it if you like to fly in VR. It's just not compatible at all. That doesn't mean to say it never will be, because I know they are working on it. But I'm a bit confused as to why they have listed it as being fixed or addressed, I think is the word that they use, when clearly in my testing that's just not the case for me. I'm assuming it's the same for you. So there you go, guys. Make of it what you will. Let me know in the comments what you think, but it's just not flyable in my opinion. I'll stick with either default or Ultimate Weather X performs pretty well in VR. So I'll probably stick with that. Anyhow, hope you've enjoyed this. Hope it's brought you some information, and I'll see you all very soon in the next video. Take care.